very warm good evening to all the participants today. I'm Niveda and I'll be moderating today's session on behalf of Ms. Savita Sampath Kumar, who couldn't join due to medical emergency. On this very fine evening, I'm very happy to launch her deemed project, Eyeful Optometric Tutelage, a digital education platform with a difference in the field of optometry. So today, I would henceforth like to mention Einstein's words here, which says, education is not the training of facts, but training of the mind to think. And this is the main motto of the platform, Eyeful Optometric Tutelage. So we at this platform would try to bring in new concepts related to optometry and will be inclined to widen the breadth and width of the horizons in the field of optometry. I'm also excited on this day to show the innovations done by a lot of companies such as V Square, Vicent, Remit in this platform. V Square is owned by Mr. Vikas Chaturvedi, and let's see some of their innovations.
Ibis Vision is a cloud-based platform. It can be accessed from anywhere, on devices such as laptops and computers. All you have to do is open the platform via the Google Chrome web browser. You can do this on your desktop computer or laptop. We provide you with all of the details. All you have to do is sign up, log in, and start testing patients. You can also deploy Ibis Vision across multiple practices, so it's not limited to one. Each practice requires a screen for the technician, a screen for the patient, and a login to the system. It's as simple as that. You can then perform tests such as the Amsler test, near visual acuity, Ishihara color and visual field.
Wow, that was really interesting. Now we would see video from Vicent. Vicent is owned by Dr. Ramesh SVE, and they also have a lot of innovations in the field of vision therapy. So let's just see their innovatory videos.
Hello everybody. I'm Dr. Ramesh, Founding Director of Vicent Healthcare and Professor, Department of Optometry at Manipal College of Health Professions at Mahe. I'm here representing my team from Vicent, Remit and Mahe, and we are happy to be part of the Virtual Reality in Optometry program, the coursework organized by Eyeful Optometric Tutelage on digital education with a difference. This innovation that we bring to you as part of this coursework is from a collaboration work, which is an Indo-Polish collaboration. Vicent Healthcare and Remit Global, my partners from Poland, have been working on solutions that we bring to India also today on virtual reality-based tele-eye care and rehabilitation system. Our first focus is to ensure that clinicians are able to have a quicker results using the Remit BV virtual reality-based technology in providing therapy for amblyopia and strabismus. And through the telemedicine service, you could connect with your patient at the comfort of the home. The key problem that we have addressed to the solution today using virtual reality is to provide a comprehensive treatment for amblyopia. As you know that the prevalence varies from 1 to 5.3%, considering that in India we estimate around 7 million kids suffering from amblyopia. The medieval eye patching therapy has its bigger problem where the children don't want it, and moreover we know as a clinician that the compliance towards care is very minimal and the outcomes are very delayed. And we do not want to only improve the visual acuity, therefore we do a lot of in-office therapies to enhance binocular vision enhancements and providing patients with in-office therapies which need the clinician to be sitting down with the patient and spending more time during the point of care. Taking these two problems and looking at what are the various modes of treatments of amblyopia, as you would see, we have the patching, which is one of the most standard therapies. But moreover, binocular vision therapies, including perceptual learning, dichoptic training, and binocular virtual reality therapies are the real future. And this is where REMMED BV solutions have incorporated virtual reality as a tool to provide engaging therapy exercises and user-friendly control panels for the clinician so that they could provide not just patching but even more holistic treatments to ensure that the patient's binocular vision abilities are improved, their suppression is being avoided over time, and the patient's ability to use the weaker eye is achieved and binocularity established. This video quickly demonstrates you how a solution will look like. You would see that the remote solution has the virtual reality system. So virtual reality platforms are games in virtual reality ensure that the patients each eye see different pictures and the clinician will have control of what to be shown to each of the eye. You can adjust the contrast, brightness, and blur for the better eye so that the weaker eye is more engaged in the therapy, and also create more binocular exercises, such as monocular simulation, binocular visual field, and other therapy exercises that will enable the weaker eye to be more engaged in the binocular therapy activity. And suppression exercises enable us to ensure that at the end of the amblyopia therapy, your patient not only has improvement in vision but also has better visual outcomes. The solution provides care for amblyopia, strabismus, suppression therapy, convergence, and other ocular therapy too. Here, in the next part, we are showing you examples of how the user interface appears. And this is the interface wherein the patient, the clinician can choose the therapy that is required for the patient. And on a click of a button, the system is created. And we have a series of games that are child-friendly and do not promote any aggressive aspects, but enable you to have better engagement with the patient. And all these games that you see on the right have different outcomes. So if you want to have all these have basic anti-suppression and amblyopia therapy. In the next set of controls you will see. And during the coursework, you would have more live demonstration. And if the pandemic permits, we would have a real-time demo for the audience who are going to be there in the sessions. So most of the games start with amblyopia therapy with occlusion to binocular simulations and anti-suppression treatments. And few of them also enable you to give convergence, other vergence therapies for patients with other strabismic or vergence-related problems. And hand-eye coordination can be improved with some of the game settings. So depending on what the patient's requirement is, and as a clinician, you would have the control to really provide the inputs. And as we select a game, this is the control panel where you could see that the distance from which the patient is going to see the target can be adjusted. And this is the low panel is where the good eye is being shown here. And you can also adjust the size of the targets depending on the patient's visual acuity and the level of engagement. And here we demonstrate how we introduce certain filters. So we have darkened the by introducing complete patching can be done, but we can also reduce the amount or increase the amount of blur or darkening that is required, and introduce various filters like contrast, and also increase the brightness in the good eye, so in the weaker eye, so that the patient can have. So beyond in-office therapy, the patients can also be prescribed after training in the clinic, and you want them to be engaged. We can prescribe these therapies for home care, where the patient, the mother could easily click on and ensure that the child has a very controlled exposure to the gaming requirements or the therapy requirements. So at home, the patient would be able to, the child will be able to automatically go through all the prescribed games that we have provided and the filters that we have chosen, depending on the level of amblyopia therapy that you would want the child to be engaged in. And on a real time, you would be getting a report of how the patient's performance has been at home. So, as part of this coursework, we are very happy to be engaging with Eyeful Optometric Tutelage, and I hope this quick video would have given you an introduction to the various features of the binocular vision therapy, virtual reality-based vision therapy tool. And we will be happy to meet you all again during the course and show you more real-time clinical applications, how we use it for various clinical conditions, and train you on how to use the virtual reality systems. And thank you once again, and looking forward to meet you all.
That was a really descriptive, informative video from Vicent. I hope it was really helpful for the participants to see a new option in the treatment of vision therapy. I would like to thank V Square and Vicent for supporting our students by sponsoring them. So today the topic is going to be on virtual reality and optometry. It's a very exciting topic. It's a very new topic. And the speaker is going to be none other than Ms. Maheshwari Srinivasan. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today. She's the founder, CEO of Core Idea Innovations, Associate Professor of MN College of Optometry. She is currently pursuing PhD and has wide experience in major fields of optometry like clinical, teaching, research, and innovation. She has a lot of achievements till date. One such major achievement is the Women Entrepreneur Award from Startup Pitch Competition. She is a mastermind behind ELISA Portable Virtual Reality Perimeter and had played a key role in getting FDA approval for the same. She has also signed MOU with prestigious universities, one such to mention is Wales University, to develop a lot of innovative products. And she is the core person behind a lot of innovations happening in the field of virtual reality. Please, Maheshwari ma'am, it's your turn now to start with the session.
Thank you, Nivedita. Thank you for the great introduction. So I would like to thank Eyeful for the opportunity given. I would like to thank each and every participant for spending your valuable time and joining here with me. So I will be sharing my screen. I will go into the session. So today we will be talking on virtual reality in optometry. So initially we wanted to start like virtual reality for optometrists, and some of the ophthalmologists were interested, and then some of the engineers were interested. So now finally we have kept it as virtual reality. So what is virtual reality? Virtual reality is, what we are seeing here is a head mounted device. So as we wear this, we are seeing images virtually. So though we see it virtually, so it is more real than the real world. So it's so real for in experience. So we are calling it as virtual reality. So we will just go deep into it and see the optics behind this. So what are the components when you look at the virtual reality headset? So we normally call it as HMD, head mounted device. So what we are having here is a convex lens system here, and we have a septum which divides, for the right eye and left eye there is a septum, and we have a display over here. So that's it. The simple system is very simple. So what we are seeing here is, this is how we will be seeing the display. So when you take a mobile, nowadays we have all the mobile phones coming in a particular length, which is like it should exactly fit into the virtual reality headset. So this is how it comes. And when we exactly divide this into two systems, and each system is like one big square. So when we virtually see this, the center point of the right eye and center point of the left eye will be matching it, and the viewer will be seeing it as a binocularly, so it will look like a real world. So how it works, we can take any display and insert it into the head mounted device. So there will be a place to insert the head mounted device. So we can just insert it and fold it back, and the viewer will be seeing the virtual world from the other side. So the viewer's eye will be on the other side. So how it works, so we as I told, there is a convex lens over here. So in the convex lens we have seen that so all of us know that convex lenses gives inverted images sometimes. So we have seen the different image formations by convex lenses, but there is only one condition where the convex lens forms a erect and a virtual image. So that condition we will be taking it. So this is the optics. So I will be deeply explaining how this optics is calculated, how it comes. So here the lens that is there in the HMD is here, and the eye should be as close to the lens as possible. Now this object, what we are seeing here, AB, is a display place. Okay, so here only we are keeping the mobile that we have seen. The display can be kept here. Mobile display can be kept here. The viewer will be seeing this one. Okay, so they will be seeing an erect, magnified and virtual image. So what is the size of the image? What is the distance at which it is formed? So all that can be calculated. Now what we are seeing here is a formula which all of us know, that we have studied in the optics, basic optics. It is there. So this distance, the distance between AB, the distance between the display and the lens is the U value, and the distance between the final image which is formed and the lens is the V value, and the F value is the focal length of the lens. So if we just substitute, we can calculate and we can know where is the final image is formed. So theoretically, it is whatever we are calculating, practically it works. We have done various experiments. We see that it is working. So now let's see how this image is formed. So let's look at this. So we have a convex lens of 5 diopters. This is just for example I have taken. So this is a convex lens of 5 diopters, and its focal length is 20 centimeters. Like 1 divided by 5 is 20 centimeters. So the focal length of the convex lens is 20 centimeters. Now where do I keep the object, or where do I keep the mobile display? So I can keep it anywhere which is less than 20 centimeters. That means it's in front of the focus. Okay, so I can keep the display any point which is lesser than the 20 centimeters. So that's a point. So this is how we are calculating. So wherever you keep it, accordingly the V value will change it. So this you can calculate from the formula. So what we do is we have a mobile system which is split. Okay, now you can ask me how I can split the mobile display or any display into two equal offs, how I can do it. Now let's see how we are getting this split. Now when we see a mobile display, we need to get equal offs like this. No, the display should be split into two equal offs, and we need to have a same image displaying on both the sides. So let's see how we are going to achieve it. So we will not be able to do it by ourselves. We have certain software for doing this. So the software is unity.com. So it is freely available download. You can just go ahead and just download and you can start using it. And there are tutorials also freely available. You can learn and start doing this. So just to have an experience, I'll just show you how this Unity works. No, you can do multiple things. And one beautiful thing about the Unity is you can do simple things without coding. So you can do advanced Unity designs using coding, but we can do it without coding. So even optometrists can do it. So we have options for doing all this. So you can create a square, you can create a circle, you can you can create, the sunlight is coming up, you can create a day or night, anything. You can do this and you can rotate this the way you want it. So you can just three-dimensionally play with this. That is very easy with the Unity. So now we have seen this latest inventions, and now we also see that there is conventional method of treating amblyopia, and there is virtual reality based method of treating amblyopia. So now we will see by looking at this that we see that there are a lot of advantages of this system when compared with the conventional system. So one big advantage that I am seeing is the patient need not come to the hospital. No, that the device can be go to the patient's home. So this telemedicine thing that everybody is looking for some telemedicine also alternatives. So I see that there's a big opportunity in this space, right? And another thing is, when the patient has to come to the hospital, every time that the children normally comes on the quarterly, I mean, their holidays only. So now they can schedule at any time because they have to take leave and come to the hospital, and all that is saved. So another thing that I'm seeing here is this kind of virtual reality. We have a tracking system, right? So even when the child is doing it at home, we just don't rely upon that whether the patient is saying, the parents are saying that the child is doing it or not. We know it. We have a automatic tracking system that how many hours exactly the child is with the VR system. And children basically like it, right? So when you occlude one eye, normally the children do not like it. So this kind of approach, the children basically like it, they love it. It is like a game, and it's their visual acuity is improving with this. So with that, I will go back to my PowerPoint. For beginners who want to know just what is virtual reality, you can just go to the Play Store, and you can just click on VR apps. Okay, so you will be getting a lot of mobile apps and a lot of virtual reality based videos in YouTube also it's available. So if you're getting a virtual reality headset, and you can just play this. So I will just show you a simple video. So this is just a simple video of how aquarium is there. So this is for teaching the children, how it is behaving. So it is like the children, they naturally go into that environment, and then they are seeing it naturally. So I'll just show you the screenshot of the virtual reality mobile app that you are seeing here. So we can just go to the Play Store and then just type as VR app or VR education app education. A lot of videos are there, education based videos and gaming based videos, a lot are there. So you can just initially, experience what is virtual reality and experience what is that. Okay. So, and this is a very, very interesting video. So you, when I first time when I saw this, I was like really excited. So let's watch this video. Okay, so what do you understand? Can I have any comments from the audience? What do you understand from seeing this video? So now what we have seen here is a surgeon getting trained on virtual reality. So we normally know how surgeons are getting trained, so they actually do a surgery and get trained. So, and now they are getting the whole training through the virtual reality. Can you just think of any what are the advantages of this mode of learning? Yes, Sweta, exactly correct. Surgery training is happening. So, what could be the advantage of this kind of training over the conventional method of surgery training? So, what I am seeing is, yes, no need of fear to handle patients. Exactly. Thank you, Sweta. Subhashri, thank you for the comment. Yeah, even when they do some mistakes, the lives are not affected. Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, so there is no legal issues. Ivan Raj, thank you. Okay, so this is really nice to see that you are able to know. So I need not explain what it is. So you can just naturally respond. You can just see the advantages. So thank you, audience, for being active, and I would expect you to be more and more active. So we are going to have something more and more interesting in the coming up slides. Okay, so now what we are seeing here is the what you're seeing in the left side is HMD and what you're seeing in the right side is CAVE. Okay, so what is HMD? Head mounted display. Okay, sometimes it's called head mounted device. Okay, so what we are seeing here in the right side, CAVE. Okay, so computer assisted virtual environment. So these two are two different things, and we are mostly into the HMD thing. So this CAVE is a little more complicated um, as of now. For us, for the optometrists to work on. So I will just go into explain what is CAVE a bit, and then we will go deep into the HMD only. Okay, so what is CAVE is we are creating an automotive environment. Okay, so for sometimes I know when you are seeing something, when you are looking up, so when you're looking down, the environment should change, right? So what I would say is we have some data. No, some of the scientists are researching on rocks. We have some data overhead. So this data has been obtained from laser reflections. So what they have done is they have created the whole thing into a virtual environment, and we have a projector over here. So with the projector, the CAVE environment works and you can just walk into the data. So the major advantage of CAVE is you can just walk into the data. Okay, so you can see that the scientists are walking into the data. Okay, so they are seeing how the rocks are there, so they are studying the data. So it is like similarly in optometry, what we can do is we can just walk into the trabecular meshwork, we can walk into the vitreous system. So we can create data and then we can just walk into it. So this is all about CAVE. So what we are seeing here is the cave system that you're seeing is they are wearing something over here. So you can see over here there are 3 limbs in the spectacle like thing that we are seeing here, right? Okay, so it's a VR system. So we have x axis, y axis, and z axis split. Okay, so now what we are seeing here is this can assess you. Okay, when you're lifting your head, so it can assess whether you have your head is up or down. Okay, so now it will show a different display. When you're lifting your head down, now it will show a different display. So let's see this. So this is again an interesting video. So how the virtual environment is giving you automated change in the environment. So this guy is real and the environment is virtual. So what we are seeing here, no, when the guy is sitting, you know, what we are able to see what is there below the table. When the guy is standing, we are able to see what is there above the table. So this is actually assessing it. So now how can we apply this in optometry? So any ideas? How can we apply this to optometry? So he's up and he's down, the different scenario is changing, no, right? So we can train our patients in mobility, eye hand coordination. Anything else you can think of? So I would request the participant to interact. Yes. Okay, so we can use it in sports vision because no, it is you are having the entire localization, no, up, down, left, right, orientation. So it's an excellent improved depth perception. Okay. Okay, so now I will be continuing over here. Okay, so now I will be giving you the basic terminologies of what is there in virtual reality. So whenever we say VR, we mean virtual reality. Whenever we say HMD, head mounted display. Whenever we say cave, sometimes it's a cave automated virtual environment. Sometimes it is a computer assisted virtual environment. So we use the term immersive. Okay, so normally when you look at the virtual reality literature, we use the term immersive, right? Immersive means like you are totally lost into it and your external environment is no longer there and you are totally immersed into the new environment. So it is why we are using immersive, and we are using the object distance, image distance here. Here we mean object distance means where the display is kept. Where do you keep the mobile or where do you keep a custom made display? So that is object distance. The image distance means there is the actual image which is physically not present anywhere, but you are actually accommodating, actually seeing for that particular distance. So focal length is the whatever convex lens that we are using it, focal length of the convex lens that is used in the virtual reality system. So I'm just going to a simple example how we can convert this diplopia charting into virtual reality. So there is as far as I know, there is nothing diplopia charting in virtual reality. But if we imagine that if we are going to do a diplopia charting using virtual reality, so are you all ready, participants? So I will just go into this example. So what I would say is, what are you seeing here? So we are seeing, yeah, before doing the diplopia charting, we'll be wearing this, right? So why do we wear this? So we are wearing this for we know we want to dissociate the eyes, right?
1 minute, ma'am. Do you want to answer them directly because it's a very close group? If you want them
Okay.
to answer, they can
Yeah,
unmute and
yeah,
answer.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
I
please,
think they
yes.
will be more active in that way. It's a very
Okay.
close group
Okay,
only.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm seeing
If
some of the
participants, yeah. If you
Let's
want to
keep it
answer
in.
something, you can, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Sweta, for the answer, Subhash. Yes. Okay. So why we are using it? We are using it to dissociate. No, the greatest advantage of virtual reality setup is it is you need not dissociate because already there is a dissociation. Already you have a separation between right eye and left eye. So we do not need anything to dissociate. Okay. So I just want you to clearly understand that there are a lot of advantages in the virtual environment. For example, when you see here is we can just draw a red line and the green line, and I've just drawn it approximately. When you're actually doing it an experiment, you will have to do it exactly accurate, and the center of the right eye should match here and center of the left eye should be matching here. So this is how we can draw this, and you have to accurately draw this in the Photoshop. And so when we are seeing this together with the both the eyes, so we can see that right and the left fused. So we will be seeing the probably we'll be seeing an yellow line, right? So if the patient is having a diplopia, so there will be a separation between right and so you can see a red line and you can see a green line. So what happens is, I've just kept a funny image over here. So this is just, it can be done like movable thing. So it's just my imagination, right? You can just move it. And when the patient is seeing double, so you can ask the patient to move it and bring it and keep it closer to the other line. Okay. So that we can understand how much is the difference between one line to the other line. So that will be an excellent idea where you'll be getting an accurate separation between both the images. Okay. So now imagine that I am making this actual virtual reality device. Okay. So what we are doing is, like for example, I want 1 meter distance where my virtual image should be there. Okay. So I want a u value. So u value is the object distance. Okay. So can the participant understand where do I keep? See, for example, so I'm showing you this, right? Okay. So now what I will do is I will be keeping the mobile phone over here. Okay. So I will just demonstrate. Okay. So I will be keeping my mobile phone over here. So there is a lens over here. Okay. So the participant can look through the lens. So through the lens, and this is the focal length of the lens. Here we are calculating, and so the distance between these two is the object distance. Object distance means the distance between eye and the mobile display, right? So the image distance is physically not present anyway here, so we do not have to worry about it. So again, going back. So what we are seeing here is, just for example, I put focal power of this lens is plus 8 diopters. So focal length is 12.5 centimeters. So so as I've already told you, the focal length, the object distance should be less than the focal length. Okay, so this focal length is 12.5 centimeter. So the object should be kept at the lesser distance than 12.5 centimeter. Okay. So I put this in the formula. Now I am getting, so I am getting u value as 11.1 centimeter. Okay. So when I keep my object at 11.1 centimeter, my image will be formed at 1 meter, which is what I want. So at this entire optics, we are also getting some magnification. Accordingly, you need to minify the object size. So now we have done with the diplopia charting. Okay. So now let me explain what are the advantages over the virtual reality of the conventional virtual reality and this virtual reality. Okay. So have you ever done the diplopia charting? And have you ever seen the patient? No, sometimes you tell the patient, do not move your head, only move your eyes. I mean, the patient's still moving their head, right? Have you ever faced any problem or any other problem that you are facing? Yes. Oh, everyone. Okay. So, but she is telling everyone is doing this. Okay. So when you tell them to look at a particular target and they are, instead of moving their eyes, they are moving their head. Yes. So this is the biggest problem that we are having while doing the diplopia charting. Okay. So any other response, any other problems that you faced when you're actually doing it? Okay, sometimes I feel that the patient is not correctly is it subjective, right? So there is how much is the distance between this line to that line. Sometimes it's subjective, right? Okay, so whether and even the clinician, no, when they are holding this light, okay, so is it actually exactly at the particular degree that is expected, right? So here we can have approximately 9 gazes in the conventional system, and in virtual reality system we can exactly have the measurement of how many degrees from the eye, so that can be exactly done. Okay, so sometimes they are not, okay, so they do not follow the light itself. Okay, good point, right? So here in virtual reality they will be just excited to see what's happening, the entire environment will be off, and when there will be one light from one point. Okay, so they'll be excited. So there is no gaze monitoring, right? For example, when the patient is moving the eye, or sometimes the patient is not moving the eye, so how was the eye position? Okay, now you're writing a write-up and giving it to the doctor, and he doesn't have any idea how the patient responded. Right now we can have a video recording, and we can do the gaze monitoring and all that. When you have a virtual reality headset, we can do all that. Okay, so approximate patient will be saying approximately, approximately it will be 2 centimeters. Sometimes people don't know what is 2 centimeter itself, right? So for performing this you need a separate room, right? So here we have it's portable. You, as Ramesh told, no, you can take it to the patient's home and do this. And here you need to sit and draw this. No, you can automate this from the machine itself. You can automate this from the patient's response. You can automate and automatically depict the picture and do this. So and you need to do the medical record thing, whatever is there in your hospital, whatever is the system is there. Okay, so what we can do, we can just directly email to the clinician or to the patient, whatever the report you can email. Okay, so when you are doing it in the virtual environment, as Ramesh was also telling, so that it's cloud connected, right? When we cloud connected, so you can send the report to any person in any part of the world. Okay, so this is just a small sample of virtual reality workup that I showed. Okay, so can you just think of any other problem with the conventional VR diplopia charting, and can you just throw any light on this, or can you just think of any problem with the virtual environment itself? So your comments are welcome, participants. So you can say your thoughts on how was this diplopia chart that we have done. So okay,
I think
so
it's a great platform, Maheshwari, to share the ideas, because I feel it's a very new concept and it's very well being explained. So I would really request the participants to make use of the opportunity and ask questions and, you know, get that enlightenment from Maheshwari.
yeah, thank you, Niveda. So what I would personally, when I am working on this, what I will personally think that is, is it possible to have no, I mean 40 degrees away from my central vision? So is it possible in the virtual environment? Yes, it is little, because when we are working on the perimetry system, so we initially launched at 24-2 because 24 degrees was very good. Okay, so after that, we wanted to launch the 30 degrees also. Okay, so for the 30-2 we struggled a lot to include 30 degrees into it. Okay, so now for doing the diplopia charting, so we want to extended degree, so we need to really work on this. It becomes little more difficult in thinking and executing it as a real product. So anything else? How does diplopia charting work on VR? As per my understanding, in VR, image changes as you move your head at different cases. Okay. Okay, so what okay, I'm seeing another comment from Ramesh also. Okay, so Ramesh is thank you, Ramesh. So new head mounted device, Pico Neo 2, yes, has eye tracking, foveal fixation to enhance subjective monitoring. That's excellent, So it's a very valuable information. So we can connect with a particular product. So we have this fixation monitoring also. So we need not do the entire innovation, need not invent the same wheel again. So we can do this. So that's excellent. So from Ivan Raj, how does diplopia charting work on VR? And as per my understanding, VR image changes as you move your head at different cases. Okay. So Ivan Raj, so what I am talking about is a custom made virtual realities. Okay. So you could have seen some of the VR setups where it moves as you're moving the head. So that's a different type of VR. Okay. So what I am talking about is a simple type of VR where we just have a virtual optics only. Okay, so there is no complicated gaze tracking. So whether you are standing or maybe if you're lying down, it will change. Nothing will be there. Okay, it's just a virtual optics. So instead of seeing it in the manual environment, so now since it is there in the VR, so it is digitally giving you the values. Okay, so that's very accurate. Whenever you take it from digital, so it's very much valuable. It's very much accurate. So how to, Sweta, thanks for the question, how to interpret the values. Okay, so yes, so normally we have a diplopia chart drawing, from that we interpret. But now, as Ramesh also was telling, no, we have artificial intelligence. So if you can do the software along with the artificial intelligence, so this system itself will interpret and it will tell you what kind of binocular, which
Yep,
muscle is affected,
Maheshwari,
etc. Yes, yes,
Ramesh here.
please.
Sorry, if I
Yes,
may
please.
just comment on that.
Yes,
So
yes, please.
there are two good points. So one aspect is, when you start working on Unity and develop these products, the good thing is you can control the background environment, or if you don't want that eye movement when the headset moves, you can ensure that the whole target that you want, say when you're charting diplopia, we could do that. And there are, to the best of my knowledge, there is no current tools that are quantifying diplopia and virtual world. The biggest challenge there is, as Maheshwari was beautifully explaining, the optics. Though we know that virtually a 4 meter or a 2 meter, when I reduce the magnification of these target objects, okay, we should understand that this whole tool was developed for gaming experience. This was not for a medical application. That's why when Remed and Vicent we came in, we are the first headset that is approved for CE certified and FDA approved for medical use. And also ELISA is another technology that is available. When we do this virtually, projecting on certain distances, we have a lot of limitations. That is why we need to also depend on slightly expensive tools, which are like a Pico Neo 2 that looks at eye tracing, foveal fixation. So the methodology of objective measurement of, say, diplopia charting and things will become more robust and repeatable over time, as the hardware also becomes available to us, because then we will be able to trace where exactly the eye is moving. Say, for example, I'm measuring stroke and things like that. But with the current tool, what we have done is very, very thought-provoking, wherein we can introduce certain prisms. Okay, see, because it's a virtual environment, as Maheshwari showed how you splice the screen, right? We know that the fixation, like you saw a camera when Maheshwari showed in the video of how the Unity works, right? So basically, there is a point of focus, and when I virtually move the screen fixation certain centimeters or millimeters away, it introduces some virtual prisms. So likewise, in the REMED systems, that the BV vision therapy, we have introduced virtual prisms for both vertical and horizontal. That helps us not quantify, but at least basically give some therapeutic exercises for patients with Bergman's anomalies. That is why currently the BV system that we are developing, we don't measure or quantify the binocular versions and other things as a tool, because in a virtual environment we are challenged because we don't have any objective data on exactly how much of deviation happens. So there are some limitations that are there. I just want to share with you all that there is a lot of opportunity
Yes.
when you start working on. And one of the participants today is a PhD student under Dr. Shonraj and our team. Mr. Vishwas is there. He's looking at working on how we can do visual functions and everything in a virtual reality environment. The idea is to enable it as a platform so that we can be connected with our patient, and visual functions can be done in a very controlled environment. Yeah. So that's one point I want to add, Mahesh. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ramesh. So, as there are questions about how we will control this, certain. So we are actually the product development is like we in some point of time we stop and then test it and then again do it up and down. So, for example, when we were working on the perimetry, so there's a question on what is the luminance difference between the conventional environment and this environment. So when we were working on the perimetry, so we actually faced this challenge. So I'll just tell you how we overcome this challenge. For example, you have seen in the perimeter, right? So if you don't click it, okay, so you must have seen, all of you must have seen, if you don't click it, what happens in the perimeter? It becomes brighter and it becomes brighter and it becomes brightest. At one point of time, it's a maximum brightness. After that, it gives a 0. So, so this is the conventional method. Okay. So when you're talking about the virtual reality perimeter, it becomes brighter and brighter, and it cannot become brighter than that particular luminance level. Okay. So what we have done is, here to manage the situation, instead of increasing the illumination, we increase the size. Okay, so this is called size modulation technique. So this has already been researched and published, and we have taken the published papers from what is size modulation and how does it work, from the retinal no, it is like a sum total of the retinal cells over there. So there's a calculation, there is a formula taken from this literature and applied it, and we have seen that there is a difference between the conventional one and our virtual reality one, and after that we've slightly modified it. So it really requires, yes, all of you know, that research or innovation, it really requires, like from the first attempt itself we will not be getting the desired result as of the conventional method. So as we have slightly increased the size of the perimetry circles. Okay, so but again, just like that, we cannot increase the size. We have done extensive work on this, how exactly to increase it, what is the formula and all that. So and when you are working, so it depends on what project you are working. So if in perimetry we increase the size of the circle, instead of increasing the brightness, because the mobile brightness has a limit, you cannot go beyond that. Whereas in the conventional environment, we can increase the illumination as much as possible. So that's one thing. So somebody has asked yes, so how to wear this. Yes, Subhashri has asked how to wear this. Okay, so I'll just show a demo over here. Okay, so this is a device, and you are having a so you are having a wearable thing here. Okay, so I'll just show you how to wear this. Just pull this and wear it. Okay, so I'm just pulling it and then wearing it. So now I'm seeing the virtual environment, so now we can just remove this. Yes. So that's wonderful. Thank you for being a very active audience. So if there is any other question, you can ask. Thank you, Ramesh, for being part of this talk. So I would like to thank again to Savita for excellently managing and arranging this.
Thank you, Mahesh.
Thanks, ma'am.
I
Thanks a
just
lot.
shared. Yeah. Thank you, Savita.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maheshwari. I've just shared the email link for Remed BV systems and any more connects. So we are
Yeah, you
now
can put
available.
it on the chat box also, so that
Yeah,
our
Yeah,
participants.
it's there already. Yes.
we are soon launching in UAE and India, but we are currently there in USA and Europe. And we'll be happy to connect with you and learn your interests.
That's so nice of you, Ramesh, and it was a very nice talk, ma'am. It was enlightening us about the virtual reality, which is going to be the future in both therapeutical as well as when it is going to be a clinical diagnostic thing. So it's like a very new innovative thing which we have like come across today. And I also request Niveda to post the course brochure as well as
Yes, Savita. Because
yeah, link
actually,
to link.
hearing, I could
What?
feel that many who attended today would really like to learn in detail. So I'll share the link through which you can enroll for further sessions. And there's one more link I will share after this. If there are any students who wish to participate in the sponsorship contest, again for them I will share a link. It will all be there in the chat box. So students can avail the opportunity. So this is a link which I've shared. This is to enroll for further sessions.
This session is just a hint about giving you an idea about what a virtual reality device can change the whole clinical practice. So if you want to further get into the depth and breadth of virtual reality, making your own device, you please if you are a student, you can participate in the contest, or else if you are an optometrist or ophthalmologist or engineering engineer as well, you can enroll in our further courses. It is a in-depth course, I would say, around 26 to 30 hours course. The whole idea is to cover all the topics regarding optics and then software, hardware part of the virtual reality instrument, so that you make your own instrument. A DIY kit also will be provided to you, with which you can make your own instrument out of when you attend all the 26 hours of session, you will be able to make your own virtual reality kit, which can be used in your clinic. The idea is that.
Yeah, I would like to add on about this. So, what we normally see, the students who want to do their final year project or master's projects, what they do is I mean, they do not find any new idea. But at the same time, we have, as Ramesh also told, there is a huge opportunity to work on this. Okay, so there is a lot of things to work on this, and you need not reinvent the wheel. No, so we have worked extensively, like around 4 years. I have 4 years of experience I have in virtual reality. So if things are going differently, how to manage this? I have worked extensively on how to calculate the magnification in the VR systems and how to adjust it, and where is the virtual image, how to find out, without using the formula from the given device. So all those experiments I have done, so those things can be you will be getting the guidance. And if you're planning for a virtual reality based projects for your bachelor's degree or for a master's degree or for your PhD degree, so this will be the right platform to join. So it will be an extensive course, step by step. Every expert will be talking to you, so this will be a good opportunity, and you will be having a different project among your classmates. That will be an excellent opportunity. So that's one thing. And we have got a lot of comments from people that students cannot afford for this course. For them, we have come up with a contest, Super 7 contest. So we are going to provide sponsor totally free of cost. That is 25 hours to 30 hours course. It's going to be totally free of cost. You can just apply for this. So it's just a contest. We will be selecting 7 people out of the contestants, and there is a good chance of winning this. So you can make use of this opportunity, and there will be experienced mentors along with you to handhold you and take you to each and every step. So you can make use of this opportunity. Both the links are shared, so you can make use of this opportunity here. Over to you, Niveda.
Thank you, Maheshwari. That was very informative. I have a question. What will be the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality? Because I deal with special children, so I am really interested in this. Maheshwari, we're not able to
I
hear you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do not have much. Okay, I do not have much experience with augmented reality, but I have worked with some of the devices with augmented reality. So just seen what it is, you know. So it is like a physical. I've just seen some of the products from augmented reality, you know. So you have a textbook, and where you can just go and scan the mobile, and you can see that, you know, with the voice that the particular image, like for elephant, the elephant is coming up and standing up. Okay, so that's totally different. And of course I do not have any experience in augmented reality. So virtual reality, though, I have worked so many years. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if I may add in, so our team we are working on augmented reality stuff too. But the whole thing is like, from a programming or the technology point of view, if someone from technology background is working on VR, then the same knowledge is good enough in the augmented reality. But the hardware is totally different. In a virtual reality, you have a confined headset that only exposes you to the immersive environment that was shown today to you. Like, we have a control over what we are showing to the thing. In augmented reality, we have devices where it's the real time. Like, you have those games that have been there where you can use your own smartphone. Likewise, in an augmented reality headset, you have a camera that is going to be shooting what in real time in your own room. You're sitting in the confinement of your room and you can project certain things. So especially there are tools available for mobility and rehabilitation tools in optometry that are using AR. There are a lot of mixed reality is also another thing where there's a mix of both virtual and augmented reality thing. So when you want to train a patient, so most of the reality things has been on this has been in educational platforms. But today, when we are looking at using in diagnostics and therapy aspects, as we have launched, as looking at our technologies and all, there are certain challenges. But augmented reality, the hardware is slightly different. So one of the things that you would see from India would be the Geo Glass. So the Geo Glass would be an AR kind of a tool where you would have an immersive environment where you can create your things like that and things. So the hardware is totally different, slightly different, and that's going to be one of the things. So we are using it for mobility training and things like that. So, but still a lot of research work, and because the biggest challenge, say from a, as you guys were discussing, that we can do a lot of project works, but the thing is getting a product onto market. I think Maheshwari and we know that regulatory approvals are very important. You do a school time project, but you need to realize that is where I appreciate Maheshwari, wherein from a startup idea or an innovative idea of on perimetry to bring it as an FDA approved technology that is commercially available and making it as a tool that is available is a responsibility altogether. So that is an important message that I want to share with all of you, that technology is easy to start and think, hackathons and things are happy. At the end of the day, we can have some play tools. But the vision should be that, you should work hard and get all the regulatory and medical, studies that are validating your technology. Say if you're looking at diplopia charting, it should be valid enough that when you do a diplopia charting within the VR environment as compared to the clinical environment, it is exactly the same. A lot of responsibility goes into those things. So that is where I would want to see the next generation of people who are going to work with this. Students who are logged in here today, you should ensure that you don't just do a third-year project, but you take it up for life. And in that ground, I appreciate Maheshwari, who has taken up from a project to a product. That's that. Yeah.
Thank you, Ramesh. That's really a nice comment at the end. Yeah. Over to you, Savita and Niveta.
Dear participants, please note that the link for Super 7 contest as well as for the course registration form is shared in the description box below. Please avail this opportunity to get yourself enrolled in this unique course in optometry to stay updated in the field. Thank you.